Hip-hop since 1987.com.
We are back and it feels oh so good. Friday night action live from downtown Phillips Arena as our 1-4 Atlanta Hawks kick off the night here October 27th, their first home game of the 2017-18 NBA season against the 1-3 Denver Nuggets. It'll be a homecoming of sorts as Paul Millsap will be back in the building for the first time, as we're good to see him in action, not in a Hawks uniform for some time. Our Hawks have been on a 5-game road trip and they haven't got the best of that road trip, only winning the first game when it took place against the Dallas Mavericks last Wednesday. So since then, they lost 4 in a row and they're looking to bounce back. As you can see, the club is open. The new club that takes place when the floor is open. The new arena is kind of in motion. We're live from downtown. Make sure you stay tuned to Hip Hop 1987. Follow Taurean Thomas and Danny Digital for all your Atlanta Hawks updates.
First, Portland is the Denver Nuggets. At forward, 6'9", Paul, number 21, Wilson Chandler. At forward, 6'8", from Louisiana Tech, number 4, Paul Millsap. At center, 7'7", number 15, Levi Jokic. At guard, 6'4", Michigan State, number 14, Jimmy Harris. And at forward, 6'4", from Turkey, 27, Paul Virginia. At guard forward, number 16, Nicholas Brasino. At center, number 18, Miles Plumley. At forward, number 20, John Collins. At guard, number 22, Isaiah Taylor. And forward center, number 31, Mike Scott. And at forward, number 95, DeAndre Bembry. And now, introducing the starters for your Atlanta and forward, 6'8" from Baylor, and number 12, Taurean Prince. And forward, 7 feet from Turkey, number 7, Ursan Ilyasova. At center, at 7 feet from Southern Cal, number 14, Dwayne Denver. At guard, 6'5" from Old Dominion, number 24, Kent Bay. And at guard, 6'1" from Germany, number 17, Dennis Schroder. The head coach of your Atlanta Hawks is Mike Budenholzer. We are live from downtown. Make some noise for your Atlanta Hawks fans, come on! Give it up for Mr. Professional, Paul Millsap!
Yo, Pierre, you want to come out here?
DJ, LA. And we want to do some tunes, man. Can you give me a big Atlanta? Hey! 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 Let's do it.
separation, you know, kind of tight throughout. We had a few chances. And I just felt like the rebounding in the first half, the 16 points, I think, on second chance points, you know, hurt us there. But you know, credit to Denver. They made enough plays down the stretch. You know, got the big shot from Jokic, kind of that one from the elbow, from the top of the key. Felt like that was kind of the dagger. But you know, the guys were competing. You know, to come back home after a 5-game road trip, you know, on a back-to-back, you know, the guys are giving a lot, and you know, I think we can learn, we can get better from tonight. You know, we'll look at the film and see where we can be smarter and where we can be better.
Coach, despite the loss tonight, how did it feel to be back in Phillips Arena?
Yeah, it's great to be back home. It's been a long time, so very excited. You know, hopefully, I think the fans are feeling, you know, the change, and trying to make the experience better for everybody, players and fans, and you know, it's great to be home in front of our home crowd.
That looked like Millsap you familiar with last year at the end of the career?
Yeah, no, he's, you know, he's a great player. Ton of respect for him and what he does, and you know, makes winning plays, and a couple of you know, finishes in the paint, and you know, so he's just he's a good player. A lot of respect for him.
How did you think Dennis looked at the ankle?
Yeah, I thought Dennis on the ankle was pretty good. You know, I played him a little more than I wanted to or intended to, and you know, he never wants to come out. So I thought, you know, considering he hasn't played for, you know, I guess 5, 6, 7 days, whatever it is, and coming off a pretty good sprain, it's impressive what he did. You know, he wanted to be there for his teammates, and you know, he's a tough guy for sure.
I know you've been happy with you guys in every game going to the fourth quarter. Do you sense any frustration at all with the inability to finish these games?
Well, you know, I think there's the appropriate amount of frustration. I think it's to be expected. We're all competitive. You know, we want to find a way to finish. We want to find a way to win a game. But I don't think it's, you know, across the line or in a bad place. I think we all just want to be better. Coaches, you know, start with myself and players, and can we be better and find a way to, you know, just make a couple more plays and put us in a better position to close a game.
What did you see from Taurean tonight? What do you have for the last moments?
Yeah, no, it's, you know, it's kind of a great bounce back game for Taurean. You know, I think he probably was a little bit frustrated and you know, wanted to come out and have a better game tonight than last night, and he certainly did it. His drive and his bounce, and you know, his ability to get to the paint and finish. A lot of good plays from Taurean tonight. So, you know, now the challenge for him, and you know, a lot of young guys is now, let's do it again Sunday, and continue to get good game on top of good game, and you know, have more of our guys do the same.
Coach, Nikola Jokic, 18 and 15 with 5 assists, plus 10. What was your analysis of what you saw from him?
Yeah, you know, us being in the West, we don't get to see Jokic probably as much as, you know, everybody else, and you know, he's impressive. You know, he's just so big too. You know, I felt like the offensive rebounding in the first half is just, sometimes he's just a big body, and you know, can time it and tip it. One time I think he just tipped it in, and his touch and feel, and then, you know, he hit just enough jumpers, hit just enough baskets. I mean, he's a great passer. So, yeah, no, he's a great young player for them.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
All right, so good news. We have the home opener, not the result we obviously wanted to see.
We're battling, man. It's tough. We travel over 5,000 miles, and I got an open season opener on the back-to-back. So, and we came from Chicago, lost an hour of sleep. So it's been a tough little stretch, but I mean, we're doing the best we can. And, you know, that's all you can really ask for. You know, the guys are fighting, you know, trying to make the right plays, and we're growing. So that's the encouraging thing about it.
Don't mean this any disrespect to our bigs, but we know what Paul did for 4 years, and we know about Jokic. So what about how good their bigs are?
I'm pretty good. You know, Jokic is a very good young player, kind of a magician out there. Some of the stuff he does, his court vision is very good, and I think he's underrated as one of the better bigs in the NBA. Bright future ahead of him, and Paul. We've seen what he does. It's a good 1-2 punch for them, and they got a lot of young guards that can make plays and make shots, and it's a good team over there. And Coach Malone and I, he was coaching my rookie year in Golden State, so we kind of have a history too.
You're a veteran here in this locker room here, so we think about what's going on the other side in this particular matchup for you, Bays. Talk to me just a little bit about the fact that they've got a go-to guy in Paul or other options there to score the ball. We get it to 5 or 6 points late, but they have consistent scoring.
You know, we mold and do the same thing. You know, we kind of, you know, the roles are kind of being figured out now. And, you know, I think we do a good job of, you know, sharing the wealth down the stretch. And you know, it just so happens, you know, some of those shots don't fall for Paul. Then what? You know, we got a ton of guys that, you know, are always ready and that make plays down the stretch for one another. And you know, that's the beauty of our team. You know, you never know who it's going to be. So it's not something you can, you know, as an opponent, focus on.
You get Dennis back tonight. You get Urson back tonight. How big was that to have them out there?
No, it was good. You know, along with all the traveling and the inconsistencies of, you know, players being in and out, losing DeAndre Bembry. You know, it's just, you know, next man up, and you know, Isaiah Taylor has done a great job filling in. You know, Michael Belinelli starting those games for us. You know, we've had guys that, you know, came in when their name was called and helped out big time, and we're trying to do it by committee here in Atlanta. And you know, we're fighting, and you know, we're growing from all of this, and you know, we're really close to, you know, kind of putting it together and figuring it out. You know, I thought tonight we compete a lot more. Obviously, we got, you know, be a little bit smarter down the stretch, and you know, learn how to win games. It's hard to win games in this league.
We get right back at it on Sunday, and you have the Greek Freak coming in, who's basically been leading the league.
You know, he's been, you know, a talent, you know, ever since he stepped foot in the league. You know, you know, you could tell that he was going to be a problem for a lot of people, and now he's starting to figure the game out. He's got teammates around him that trust him and you know, really feed off him and his energy. And you know, he's a, you know, two-way player, and I, you know, like guys like that. And you know, he's going to bring it. You know, it's up to us to, you know, figure it out and bring it to.
Good luck Sunday.
Despite the loss tonight, first game at Phillips Arena, talk to me about playing in front of the home crowd.
Always good to come out, play in front of the home crowd. Obviously, it's a little late for our home opener, but it's good to get started, good to be home.
Also, you had a matchup tonight against a former Hawk and Paul Millsap tonight. What was it like going up against him?
It's kind of cool to see, you know, him come back into Phillips. Obviously, watching him play a lot here, and then getting a warm welcome coming back into Atlanta. So it's cool to see him play.
Next game is Sunday, another home game. You'll be welcoming Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. Talk to me about that matchup and what you can expect.
Yeah, his nickname is very warranted, Freak. It's been off to a crazy start. Try to slow him down as much as possible, but obviously he's been on the tear so far. So it's going to be a point of emphasis to try to get the ball out of his hands.
5-game road trip to start your career. What's some of the advice you got from some of the older guys in here on how to handle that?
Yes, like you said, all the advice is just treat like a professional. You know, obviously coming off of from college, so it's a whole new different atmosphere, going to the games and trying to prepare, just in different mindsets and different ways of preparation, taking care of your body, just becoming a professional. It's the biggest thing I've learned.
Nice bounce back in from you tonight after last night. What was going better for you?
I just had a different mindset. Letting things come to me instead of trying to force it. And then just had a defensive first mindset. I'm just trying to come out and be who I am as a player, be who I want to be, and just be the best team I can.
You're number 2 in this offense. On both sides, you're starting to feel more comfortable?
Yeah, most definitely. But that's credit to my coaches, teammates, and the work I've put in over the past summer to give me that type of confidence to come out here and just try to be myself and who I'm trying to become.
You've been shooting pretty well from behind the three-point line to start the season so far. Is that something that you worked on in the offseason?
Yeah, most definitely. It was definitely something I worked in the offseason with Coach Ben Sullivan, myself on many occasions after hours, late night. And but I'm really just getting a lot of open threes, in my opinion. So that's credit to Belinelli, 2 guys attracting to him, Dennis making the right pass, Malcolm making the right passes, and just setting me up for success. So I give all the credit to them, and it's just my job to knock the shot down.
Tough loss tonight for Atlanta Hawks, who move on to a record of 1-5 in their first home game of the 2017-18 NBA season. It was wonderful to be back here at Phillips Arena. The crowd was electric, and it was a sellout for the first game tonight. Run the Jewels did an amazing job at halftime and post-game, giving the crowd what they wanted, but it was not enough momentum for our Hawks to pick up a win tonight, losing to the Denver Nuggets tonight 105-100. Now, it was a big night for Dennis Schroder, who had missed the previous few games due to an ankle injury. He was back in the lineup tonight and finished the game with 20 points. And his return to Phillips Arena, former Hawk Paul Millsap finished the game with 16 points and a couple of clutch buckets in the fourth quarter to help move on to a win. Now our Atlanta Hawks will be back here in action on Sunday afternoon at 3:30 as they'll be taking on potential MVP candidate Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. This will be a very interesting and dope matchup. Make sure you stay tuned to Hip Hop's 1987. Follow Terrell Thomas and Danny Digital for all your NBA and Atlanta Hawks updates.
Hip Hop's 1987.com.